If you would like to access this episode for the visually impaired, please visit our Facebook page.
Welcome to our brand new show, TalkAbility. Over the series, we will take you to the heart of the lives of people with disabilities and offer deep insight into issues related to invisible, physical, as well as cognitive disabilities. Of the 7.5 billion people on the planet, the World Health Organization estimates that 1 billion of those people live with some form of disability. Of the 55.7 million people in South Africa, we have 2.8 million people with disabilities. Marginalized, invisible, ignored. Whichever way you look at disability, the world and South Africa still has a very long way to go when it comes to opportunities and respecting the rights of those with disabilities. It is indeed high time for us to have these conversations. For those of us with physical disabilities, mobility can enhance the quality of your life. Prosthetics, or an artificial device that replaces a missing body part, which may be lost through trauma, disease, or a condition present at birth. Joining us today is Lina Mafa, a mother to Kopano who was born with amniotic band syndrome. Hi, Lina. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yes, for those of us who do not know what amniotic band syndrome means, can you please explain that to us?
So basically, it is a condition where Kopano was born without her lower right limb. So on her right leg, her leg just goes just below her knee. And the way it was explained, and also based on my research, it's something that happens while the fetus is still forming. So there is bands that generally just flow around in the womb, and then they tie onto usually the joints of the fetus. And because of the knots they form, then the remaining part of the limb is not going to form, which is what happened to Kopano.
Kopano, ke ngwana hao wa boithu, ne?
Yes.
Difference between the first pregnancy and pregnancy ena ya Kopano ke eng how?
Initially, from the start, there was no difference. I thought I was having a healthy pregnancy up until I was around 5 months. And then the gynae picked up that she was a bit underweight for 5 months. But other than that, we just thought maybe I just needed to take care of my diet. And then a month later, I went into labor, and Kopano was it was around 26 weeks, and she was weighing just over 500 grams. So that's when initially we actually saw that Hana Loto on her right leg. Before that, the doctor just thought every time Haraya for Sona, it was the position she was in.
Yeah. So you only found out at labor, Kopano, one of the legs did not grow fully.
Yes. For me, because of her being born at such an early age and with such a small weight, they immediately rushed her to ICU. So for me, I think for the first month, the only thing was as long as she's alive. I think it was only after we got discharged from hospital that I actually took her home that I actually realized, oh, okay, now that her life is here, and then going forward, ngwana hana lotu. But prior to that, I was just happy to have Ngwanumu healthy, who was alive, because she was in and out of ICU. She needed blood transfusions. Her organs were not fully developed by then. So there was a lot of touch and go moments. So for me, the biggest thing was her health.
For most people, right, they would say, "Hangwana hlaya lonto la hae le sa fella." Wena o re no thabile o bana ngwana hao o healthy wa phela hantle.
Yeah.
But ba bang ba eng kae ka re ke ntwe mpe ntwe ke eng e wentseng o ba le matla a makana a hore o kgone ho utlwisisa le hore o rate ngwana hao ka tseleng?
I think one of the things was ngwana natlile, so now I needed to find out, okay, what is this condition? What is the way forward for us? But for me, she's a normal child like any other. My feelings towards her were the same as when I had her big brother. And that was it.
How no le you were advised hore o ye to a public hospital rather than a private hospital, hore o save tjhelete so that o tlo kgona ho reka a prosthetic leg.
Correct, yes.
And how did that work out?
It was easy when it was said, but in reality, it was a lot more expensive, because I thought, okay, maybe we're looking at spending 20,000 here, and then she's sorted for the next 5 years. But it's actually a lot more than that, because there's physio involved. Every time she gets a new leg, she needs to go for physio, because now it adjusted the way I thing, so we need to take her there so that she can adjust that. The leg in itself, it's very expensive, and government hospital, the resources tsa bona, honestly, they're not that great, and demand, because having been there and going there and queuing with other parents as well, you can see the demand is way greater than what they're able to supply.
And yena, through this therapy and everything else, omoboni ase ale jwang?
I think there were times when she hated it, especially when she got her first prosthetic leg, because it was such a big adjustment. Because by the time she got it, she was able to crawl around the house and make her way, whether we tshwareletse ka sofa or ka tafola, but she was able to be mobile by herself without it.
You definitely cannot hold an active child down. Kopano o se a le moholonyana ka dilemo. O dilemo tse 4 hona jwale. O tletse le thabo le mafolofolo. Ha re mo boneng bophelong ba hae o ntse ya jwang?
Lebitso la ka ke nna Lina, ke nna mama Kopano. I'm 30 years old, and Kopano is my second child. She's currently 4 years old. Kopano o belegwe in a government hospital, and fortunately because of that, she was able to see numerous doctors, and some of them ibeli orthotics doctor, as well as the orthopedic surgeons. And then because of that, ba mele on a list for batho ba eleng gore ba habana maoto and ba needed the prosthetic leg. So since about 2 days old, she was already on the list. However, what we were told is she can only come back once atoma khona go sepela. So we waited about 2 years for her to be able to stand and start walking before Regaya for her first fitment. And then Harifitla, they told us the waiting list is about 2 years because there's a lot of people who mautu, and then unfortunately they don't have enough supply for that. But they did reassure us what they do is bafa first preference to wanaba banyani as opposed to elderly people or people who are older. From the 2 years that she actually went for her first fitting, which was Nakuya Batomal Sepela, the reason why the process took long is because the rate in Kayona, it's so fast that they can't take measurement and say, we're gonna do the leg today, because from the day when the measurement and the day that the material actually comes to them, there could be a difference of 6 months, and in a child's life, that's quite a long process. Kopano, there was a time where she could have developed faster and started doing things that her peers were doing, but because her mobility was limited.
Kopano, yena o right whether ona le prosthetic leg or not, because you've also mentioned earlier hore the first time a qala o thola ona sa rate lonto lena, and I can tell you with my own experience Lina, ke le ka ba le opportunity ya hore ke sebedise di prosthetic hands. However, azange ka wa rata from the beginning, and I never used them again. Ho tlile jwang hore a be a tlwaele a qetetse a se e le ntho a e ratang o e sebedisa?
I think because Osalo Munyani, the adjustment, it didn't take too long. So that's where the physio helped us, because co-physio, they barutile ways in which to make it easier and fun for her, so that she doesn't look at it as something that she doesn't want to do. So her physio would include us going up the steps, playing hide and seek. So when you tell her, let's go up the stairs, without her realizing it's an exercise, she actually does it. And then because now she's got 2 legs, she learns for me to do that quicker, let me also use this other leg and put my weight on it.
Well, I guess I had a very bad physio because they didn't make it that far.
Yeah.
Leotule sebediswang ke Kopano hona jwale ha le thola from a public hospital. A ko jwetse ho etsaetseng hore a ba thole leoto plekeng e nngwe e le hore gale ana apply leoto at a public hospital.
The time she was in hospital when she was born, they put her on a list for a prosthetic leg in a government hospital. But because she wasn't walking and she was still a baby then, they could only start taking measurements once she started crawling. So when she started crawling, banka di measurements, and then at that time they didn't have any material or any supplies, and they said as soon as they come in, they'll let us know. It took roughly around a year before they actually called us to say material measure, and then we can start assembling the leg for her. So in the process, it became my responsibility to constantly follow up on them. Has the material come? Can we bring the child? And sometimes you get there, but no itlang, but halifitla, it's part of the material, it's not everything. Okay. So, but banka the measurements, and then they turn you guys back to say, okay, I mentioned this other part, so in the process of me following up, I accidentally dialed the wrong number to the TUT department, the orthopedic center that they have there. And then a few weeks later, we set up a meeting. I went there, I met with her and the team. And then they offered to actually take on Kopano as a project and to sponsor her.
That was a very happy accident to happen.
A very happy one.
Can you imagine now? Yeah. You've been following up on something for a year.
Yeah.
And how old was Kopano at that time when you were doing the follow-ups?
She was almost 3 now.
Well, how do you Kopano are active? And o dial the wrong number. Eh? Yes. For sure, right now, Bopilomba, you always say, I can always dial a wrong number. It might just be the best number to dial. Correct. Re tla utlwa hore ho etsahetse eng hore Kopano a kgone ho itsamaisa ka maoto a hae. Ntse re bua le Lina mona a ntse a re jwetsa ka bophelo ba moradi wa hae a nang le dilemo tse 4 le hore moradi wa hae o ile a thuseha jwang hore a be le leoto le mo thusang hore a itsamahele ka boyena. Nakong tse tjena ho tshehetswa ke ba leloko ho bohlokwa. Jwale ha re amohele mmangwane wa Kopano e leng Sophia Mafa. Re a amohela Sophia. O right me?
Ke right le kae?
Repeat. Wena o moratho wa bolina. So ha ngwana a ne a hlaha Kopano a qeta ho hlaha, wena o fitse as moratho wa hae hore o ka mo thusa jwang o mo tshehetse jwang?
Ke feel gore tshwantse ke be there for yena ka ngwana ke mo thushe le nna ke lene ka disability ya ngwana gore ke kgone ho mo assista cause ne le ntho e ntshwa mo gonna. So be tshwantse ke be there for yena ke be support system ya hae as moratho wa gagwe. Ne ke thabetse ngwana. However, ne ke ne le letshogo cause o tlile a le o monyane and o ne le disability. So ne ke se sure ya gore ke mo tshwara jwang ha sa tjo fitla gore nka dirang ka yena. Mara ke re e ke ithuta ka bona gore ha fapane le ngwana o mong. You know gore o no need a little attention.
Lina, I'm curious though, what were your fears ha ngwana na qeta ho hlaha?
Initially was that she was not going to make it. And then I think also one of the other ones before I fully understood the condition was that, okay, ngwana hana lotu, it means ngwana is not going to be able to play. She's not going to be able to go to mainstream school like other kids. She's not going to be able to do things for herself. She's going to need assistance. So I was just thinking ahead for Yena in terms of how difficult life was going to be for her.
For ngwana, I felt like batho ba bangwe the way ba tlo mo treatang cause abane knowledge. Because eventually disability usually batho ra mo chaba in some way. Because but more information ho ikere there is nothing wrong there. It's just that only disability.
Of course, you know, it's always like that. I think how only disability, especially with limbs, support from now the different parts of the family from habontate, side la heno, ila utusa hakakanyon.
No, it really helped me a lot, especially because I think in most African cultures, disability, we always think the worst case scenario, maybe it has something to do with witchcraft, or maybe Mudimu is punishing you for something else, or maybe after mama who was in a certain way. So just to have family around it actually showed people are accepting. The only thing was just to let them know this is the condition, but they were very accepting, they were very supportive to both Nale Kopano.
The rest of the family ba lo re ne re sa ba tsebe ra kra le support ya bona as a family, so now we're very close.
I'm certain Kopano has friends who can crash and all those type of things. Ko sekolong bana ba bang bona o phela le bona jwang and le bona ba mo tshwara jwang.
Kopano rata batho, and for some reason rata bana ba banyane. She's got an old soul, so to say. She's the kind of child who's always helpful. Saying even the teachers, they're like, no, she'll go and play for a bit. But oratabo responsibility, she'll come back into the house to come and check if the babies are sleeping. Okay. So she's very independent. Even Lika, Banaba Sophia, she likes to play the big sister role. She is just fearless. She does things for herself. And I think the biggest thing would also just be we must try to understand things, because I think as normal human beings, we're scared of change, and that often it closes us up But I've learned so much from Kopano, and because of her condition, when I go to hospital checkups, we meet up with other parents as well. So that is very encouraging. There are kids who condition is slightly more serious than Kopano, but just the support structure and having to share your experiences with other parents, you actually realize actually life is great. It doesn't matter what form it comes in. It's great, and it's great for everyone.
Yes, of course. I think based on the way ngwana hodileng ka teng le support structure it thotse most importantly as well as the external one. Jwale ka motswadi o kgonne ho ba confident enough for o ka mo isa to a crash e tsamayang mang kapa mang.
I think starting from home, the one thing that I've encouraged her also is do things for yourself. If you want to reach for that cup, reach that cup. If you're gonna fall, it took time for Nahor, okay, wana high, one not to fuss over her. But now I've learned she's normal like any other child. So if Wawa, I'm gonna let her fall, she will stand up and she will fix her leg and she will carry on with life. I didn't see a reason why she couldn't go to a normal school with all her other friends. Kopano has a robot leg. That's what they call it at school.
Well, when talking about the robot leg, I can tell you it takes me way back into my own life. When I was attacked, I would act like a robot. And the other kids would literally believe I'm a robot. They would run away from me and I would win the fight. So, ho tloba letsela e loreng Kopano o etsa dintho ka yona, e loreng wena ha o no etsa jwalo. But at the end of the day, the result will be the same or similar. And I think matla ao o mo drawelang ho ona hore o etse jwalo, and le yena sa o feel that courage hore o kgone ho utlwisisa jwalo ka motswadi hore I can probably do anything. It's such a beautiful thing. Empa ho a swabisa hore Afrika Borwa hona jwale batho ba hlokang di-prosthetics ba iswa kwana le kwana pele ba ka thola thuso ya hore le bona ba kgone ho itsamaela.
My name is Ali. I'm an above-knee amputee. It's from a car accident, MVA, in 1995. Prosthetics in South Africa are very hard to get unless you have a decent medical aid or you have a lot of money. The way you build a prosthetic leg is, the most important thing is the socket, and then you have it fitted. It doesn't take a long time to build, but it takes a few hours, that's all it takes. And then you step into the test socket and you walk a little bit and you can say, okay, what's pushing over here a little bit? And because of the material they use, they can blow it out, they can pad it in, they can flare out a little bit where it's digging into you. There's a lot they can do with the test socket. Before they build the expensive carbon fiber definitive or final socket, because once they build that, you cannot change that. The people that get government issue legs are walking away on legs that don't fit because they have had to wait so long to get them, and there is no try it on, how does it feel phase. Without that test phase and without allowing that amount of time, which takes a year or two, for the amputee to stop changing shape, you cannot build a leg that's going to fit.
Well, ho bonahala ekare mathata ana a kae kapa kae, whether ke public hospital kapa ke private hospital, o ko re fe experience ya lona with the medical aids. Yona ho la etsalang ka medical aid or Kopana kgona thola lot?
Medical aid, Leona, I found that it's very difficult. We tried to get quotations on the best medical aid that will be helpful for somebody in her condition. But I find that a lot of them are shying away to cover a prosthetic leg. Their main reason being that it's quite expensive, especially for Kopano who can change a prosthetic leg once a year or once every 18 months because so for them, on their side, they don't have enough funds to sponsor something ongoing. They don't want to consider it as a chronic disease, but at the same time, they also don't want to consider it as a disability.
It goes to show, well, whether you go to a public or a private hospital, you'll still have the same difficulties. How motho a hlokang loto kapa letsoho kapa any type of device you to so pale.
It's so expensive that we're looking at per prosthetic leg at the cheapest one, we're looking at about 120K, which for somebody who middle class, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It was very stressful because I get to see my sister a stressa ka chelete gore ngwana loto ha le sa molekana tshwantse a dire chelete for this, I save it up. So it's very paining because mo loreng ya pain. I wish I could actually do more for her so that Lena, my niece, abe covered, abe right, just like other kids.
Ha re khutla re tla utlwa ho ngata ka di-prosthetics le leloko la ha Mafa. Re tla eletswa ka tse ntjha malebana le di-prosthetics le hore di thusana jwang. Ha re amoele Anthony Schutze, e leng morutabana kwana TUT, ka karolong ya Medical Orthotics le Prosthetics. Anthony o sebeditse haholo le Kopano ho mo thusa hore a kgone ho bana le leoto leo a le hlokang. TUT e bile ya abela Kopano leoto lena mahala. Welcome, Anthony.
Thank you.
Please tell me, what is the difference between the prosthetics, especially when it comes to test socket?
So the idea of a test socket is just to make sure that you have a very good fitting, so the patient can control the prosthesis, the patient is comfortable in the prosthesis, and that will ensure a good outcome at the end of the day. For instance, this is a material called Sirlin. It's a transparent material so that you can see through it. So there's different bony structures and muscles and pressure areas that you have to identify in order to get the control and the comfort and everything going for the patient. If it's too tight in certain areas, if it's too loose, if the volume is too big, so you can get a lot of information on this.
That's why I think Anthony always gave us the socket to go home with, and then we'd pick up over a week. I'll just monitor her. Even when she takes it off and I'm giving her a bath, I'll just monitor her. Is there a change? Is there any redness? Is there any darkness in the skin? Sometimes it was as simple as her going down the stairs and saying, "Mommy, it's ouchy here. I don't want to wear it."
So, Anthony, the test socket actually seems to be the most important component of a prosthetic leg.
For sure, I couldn't agree more, because, if you make a socket and it doesn't fit, that leg is not going to be worn by the patient. So for us doing rehabilitation, we need comfort, we need control, and we need to make sure that it has a good aesthetic appearance, and we make sure that prosthesis doesn't end up in the cupboard. So the test socket indeed is you can't compromise that.
So it's not an expensive process. It's more of a lengthy process just to finally find the right type of fit.
Test socket is not an expensive way to go. It just ensures that you're going to have more success. So it doesn't help to get the most expensive components and material, and the patient can still not walk with the prosthesis. But she has a long way to go, so we want to keep her mobile, keep her confident, keep her happy.
I've seen her confidence has grown. She's much more active. She goes everywhere. She even wants to skip. She wants to run. She wants to do everything now.
I brought this bigger leg for you guys to see. Similar to what Kopano is wearing, with a modular system like she has now. We have all the adjustment on this tube adapter on the foot. We can lift the foot, drop the foot, we can do whatever we want to and get an alignment properly and that is what it's all about, to get the alignment right. Yeah.
And for yourself, Lina, with the experience you've had from a private hospital, public hospital, and now with TUT, where do you see the gaps, and how do you think as a mother these gaps could at least be covered? Being
at government hospital, I've also sat in those queues, and sometimes you get there, the doctors don't come on the date that they give you, and then they give you another date that is like 6 months away, and in that 6 months, a lot can happen in a child's life. So I think more attention definitely needs to be given to those departments, because it is a human right for everyone to be able to be mobile, and then the government needs to do its part.
We are so grateful to all our guests who shared their stories with us. With access to proper prosthesis, we can overcome issues such as difficulty in finding jobs, forced dependence on others for help, and the social stigma we often face. It seems like the healthcare system, both private and public, needs to be more attended to the needs of those with physical disabilities who need the prosthetic support. I've learned a lot about the challenges of prosthesis, and all that is left is to say there is work to be done. Like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter @TalkAbility TV. Tune into TalkAbility every Saturday and get the power you need to deal with life's disability challenges. I am Lina Mafa, and we talk ability.